let's talk about Yearbook Plus.
Wait just a minute. Jasper's having a moment.
Oh, hey, Jasper.
Jasper, could you stop scratching, honey?
I can't hear him.
Oh my God, he's so loud. Okay.
But I love him.
Well, he's making a lot of noise. Okay, go ahead. We'll start over.
I'm really excited because it's a little bit different this year, but in a really good way.
It just takes a little planning.
From a advisor standpoint, it's all integrated into Yearbook Avenue.
And the good thing about this, you don't have to do it right now.
It's easier, I think, from a user standpoint because there's not any of those trigger images.
But we want to show you what you kind of have to pre-plan. So if you do want to start on it now, you can.
They're just going to walk in, scan their QR code on the page one of their yearbook, and then just through accessing one portrait, they're going to be able to open up all the content all at once.
All right, so the key to this is Page Ladder, Image Library, Yearbook Plus, okay, in that order. I'm going to use B.T. Bullock Elementary School as my example because this is where Sarah and I always use because it's her son's elementary school. So I am in the Plan Page Ladder, all right? And the most important thing here is, and guys, we must say this to you guys a billion times a year, do your page ladder first, do your page ladder first. So I'm going to say it again, do your page ladder first, all right?
And now, if you've done it on paper, great, put it in here too.
Right, because this is how you're going to create categories for Yearbook Plus and the image library simultaneously, okay? So you only have to do it one time. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to explain sections, topics, all right? So sections are exactly what they sound like. They are the big sections of your yearbook, how you divide it up. Like fall, winter, spring. You can even go fall sports, spring sports, winter sports. Portraits, ads, whatever. These are the big overall terminology, the big umbrella, okay? And I've just made up a few. I did academics, ads, fall sports, portraits, sports as a big one, student life, title page, weekly coverage. Now to add a new one, you would just come in here and maybe I'm going to add clubs and organizations. Okay. Now to do that, so now I've added that one. So you want to just take and think of the sections of your yearbook. All right. Now, once you get that done, I'm kind of going to zoom in here just a little. Every page at the top has something for the section. All right. So this is the section. So this is my title page. Now I'm going to show you how it works. These, I'm just naming them portraits right now. These are portraits, but let's say I change my mind and this is going to be fall sports. I just drag it over. If I cross the gutter, it changes both. If I don't, it just changes one. Okay. So I'm going to put in my big subject matter, my big topic. All right. Now, the next thing I need to know is what topic this page is about. Okay. Now, topics are where we drill down just a little bit more and we choose the actual content that's going to be on the page. So to do topics, you're going to go into topics and you've got two choices, smart topics and my topics. Now, I like to start with smart topics because these are already pre-populated by Jostens. So I'm going to come into sports and I'm going to choose everything my school has for sports. And it really has it broken down pretty easily because you have varsity, JV, so you can be very specific. So I could come in and go JV football, and then I could come on down and I could pick varsity football, varsity girls basketball, all of these can be chosen. Now I like to do this because I don't have to type anything. Now I'm going to come down to my topics. And because I chose these things, they have populated into my topics because I chose them. But let's say I have something at my school that no one else has, and I'm going to call it fashion show. Right? I can type that in and it will now add to my topics. All right, so section, big overall. Topic, what the actual page is going to be about. So in this one, just to show you, portraits is the section. But Sarah and I decided that this is going to be, I think we decided this was fifth grade, and we decided it was Mrs. Trezona's class. All right. It could have been anything. This one could have been, let's do it. And you see, notice I'm Xing if I don't want that. This could have been football, and this could have been JV football. All right. What if?
Another thing I like about the smart topics when you choose them from the list is it keeps consistency in your organization, like JV sport,
Right.
varsity sport, or whatever. So, why does it matter that they're spelled right, that they're consistent, that they're all tidy?
Because whatever we put on here as the topic, and if you will notice, da, 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 the topics have little hashtags in front of them. So anything that I put on this page that I tag a student in or a teacher, that is going to be the hashtag that's going to show up on Yearbook Avenue. So that student's going to show up tagged as a fifth grade for a grade and as a subject, Mrs. Trezona's class. Okay.
So, big picture, we said kid uses their cell phone, takes a picture of the QR code on the first page of the yearbook that you've provided them. They could then go through all the pictures that you've uploaded to see digitally. The
Right.
way those are organized is tagged by name or tagged by topic. And these topics are where those come from. So,
Exactly.
and
So that,
it's
that's why
got
it's
it.
so important that these tags, these topics are what is actually going on the page. Okay.
Right, right, right.
So basically, what I've done is I've come in, I put this as fall, and then under my topics, I've decided that this is going to be fall festival. Oh, it's got a lot of things in it.
We've been
Notice I
playing
can
with
get
this
rid
one.
of them too. So I'll put as fall festival. All right. All right. You can also do a drop down and find things as well. So keep that in mind. All right. Simple enough. I've chosen my sections, which is my overall big picture, title page, portraits, whatever. I have chosen now all my topics, which is the drill down what's actually going on the page. Okay. Now I'm going to go to image library. Now, what is so important about what I did is that now under activities, those things that I made my topics and my sections are going to populate in image library. So basically what that means, my favorite thing in the world, that whatever's in the ladder, there's going to be a image library category for it.
So you don't have to type it a second time.
No, because all I got to do is press this category setup wizard. And I can just press that and it says, do you want to create image categories based on the topics and sections you have set up in your page ladder? Yes, I do. So now you'll see that I had set up under fall, my big picture, my topics, Ag Day, Best Friend, Fall Festival, Fall Play, Football. Now I might decide that I wanted football under sports. So I can just drag this here under sports as well. So I can set these up any way I want, but I don't have to retype it all by using this as many times as I want to. All right. So then I might come in and say, okay, homecoming dance, that's good. It went under dance. Clubs, beta went under there. That's good. Fall sports. I might not take this and put fall festival, maybe delete that one because it's in there twice. And you'll see that it has JV football and football. So then I might decide, maybe I don't want sports as a topic. I want them by actual fall, winter, and spring sports. It's going to be up to you guys how you want to do it. You don't
And
need but one category per, like,
and this one's not as clean as yours will be because we have used this exact same book to demo this like 12 times and we keep making up random stuff to put in there to show you. So
we
yours
really do.
yours will be a lot cleaner than this. But essentially, you're taking your ladder, you're entering your content on your ladder in a way that is customer friendly. So you're not going to write the EC class or I hate taking pictures of this group of kids or something crazy. You're going to write something very friendly, customer facing friendly. You're going to make all of your sections and topics that you're going to put them on your ladder.
For
Then
example, I have one called test in my topics, which is in the image library. Okay. So I have one called test. Well, that's just because I put my pictures in there that I'm going to demo today to you. I would never have a category called test in my image library. I would never have a category called I don't know these people. I would never have a category called special education.
Need to file. That I see that a lot.
Yeah,
Need to
need
file
to
these photos.
file. I wouldn't want that. Now, you could do that, but you've got to remember to get rid of it before your book's distributed.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, this stuff can be cleaned up all the way to the end of school.
So we've done our ladder, then we've come into our image library, we've pushed one button and our image library is magically organized. We didn't have to
Right.
do anything because we did it all on our ladder. Now it's in our image library with no effort. All right, so
And
now we're
this is really important because this will keep kids from making up categories.
yeah, that's
You
true.
know, you can say the categories are there, it matches the ladder. You got to put your pictures in the correct category instead of putting them in Susie's pictures on Saturday.
Now, some advisors who have been doing this for years have a way that they like to do it, and it will be something like a name for every yearbook staffer, and then they use that folder, or it'll say page 2, page 3, page 4. What are your thoughts on those things?
I wouldn't, I would change it. I'll be honest, because any photo that you use in one of those folders is going to be tagged page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, or that student's name. So I prefer categories because then I can also see all the football pictures at one time. I can see all the JV football pictures at one time. I like it all organized into very specific categories, not by student name and not by pages. Okay. All right. In
So we've done our
every,
ladder, we've done our image library, everything's set up and nice and tidy. We're going to upload photos just like we always would, and then we're going to tag our photos just like most of you already do.
right. And in your image library, there's a category called Yearbook Plus QR code. Everybody has one. It's very specific to your school.
This is your user interface. Like I'm a student, I bought the book, I got the book. This is what
Right.
the students see.
All right. Kid gets their book. They're going to take their phone and they are going to take a photo, you know, how you hold it over the QR code, and it has a little link to take you to whatever that QR code is linked to. And because that one is specific to BT Bullock, this will open on their phone. Everyone is specific. Okay. So I'm going to go to the portrait section. Okay. And I'm going to find my portrait. Woo-hoo! Here I am. And I'm going to hold my phone over that portrait as clearly as possible. And I'm going to take a photo of it. At that point, it's going to take me to any pictures that we have in Yearbook Plus of that student. And it'll come up with this and say, dang, looks like the student does have any photos right now, but there's plenty more to see. Now it opens it up, and this is what they see. There are 2 buttons, or 3 actually. This one is student, this one is student life. So it opens automatically to students. And then I can search by name, by grade for a student. So I can look and say, if my name is Jefferson Lopez and I'm in 7th grade, I could find my name and I know that I am tagged in 2 photos on Yearbook Plus, right? So I can click on that and it's going to take me to those pictures. Very simple. I can browse any student, doesn't matter. I can also click on school life. And if I do that, all those hashtags, which are the topics, will list. And that is where they will see that hashtag of, remember I put test in there because I had tag, it's a folder. So see, now they're tagged as test if they are tagged themselves.
So
And
every folder in your image library that has tagged photos in it
will
will
show up here.
appear.
Every last one of them. So the student can then search for like homecoming, and then they will open up all the homecoming pictures. They can go to homecoming and see all the pictures from homecoming that were not in the book. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. If I had gone and looked up a student, this is Sarah Trezona, then it's going to show me this picture of her because she was tagged in it. That's by name. This is showing, if I clicked on homecoming, it's going to show me all the pictures that I had tagged as homecoming with people tagged in it. So student life, hashtag, image library category, right? Simple enough. So the students can approach this 2 different ways. They can use the actual student life or school life tag, or they can use the name of the student tag. Now, That's easy. The part for the kids using it is the easiest part because they don't have to really know anything. They can stumble through this, right? The part that's most important is the beginning of it, which is doing the ladder, making sure all the topics are correct and your photos are in it. But let's look at now what happens with a photo. So I'll go to homecoming and I'm going to look at this photo. Now this photo has, these kids have been tagged, all right? So all these kids were tagged in this photo, all right? So that is done. Now what is really important is that's the people. This is Yearbook Plus. Every photo will have these three categories at the top. The people you tag, details about where the photo came from, all that stuff's always been there, but now a new one called Yearbook Plus. And this is the most important thing I'm going to say. Every photo that has a tagged image, if you are using Yearbook Plus, will show up with this check mark saying show in Yearbook Plus. So any picture I tag is going to show up in Yearbook Plus as long as this is checked. If I don't want this image in Yearbook Plus, I just toggle it off. And no longer will it show in Yearbook Plus. So you can make those decisions throughout the year, not at one time, okay? So any photo I have tagged, you'll see I tagged these guys. I can come up if I don't want them in Yearbook Plus, I can turn them off, all right? Now what is so important here is notice, this photo in Yearbook Plus is tagged by the name and by the topic. That's why you don't want crazy topics, because that's what's going to show up here
I
as
don't
the
know these
category.
kids. Right.
Huh?
Like
I
you
don't
don't,
know
I
this
don't,
kid
yeah.
would be the tag, okay? So that's why this is real important and why we wanted you guys to see this, is that it's not hard to do. It's just making sure that before we distribute our books, that our categories, our topics, which are
Cleaned
what's in
up.
our book, are very clean and we don't have things that would be tagged crazy, like Kim's dog pictures or something, okay? You can have pet pictures, but you want to make sure that it's something that when the kids go to it, they're like, oh, look at all these pets. Are not in the book, but they're in, Yearbook Plus.
And you
So
don't necessarily want like duplicates and you don't want a billion photos in there. So you can click. But you know what? The beauty of this is your book is done sometime in March and it doesn't deliver till May, most of you. So you have a couple of months there to get that cleaned up and to tidy it up before anybody sees it. Because nobody's going to see the end result until the book comes out.
till the book comes out. Okay.
So when do you have to decide whether or not you're going to use Yearbook Plus?
Well, I would kind of, I mean, really, you could decide a month from now or 6 months from now, or you could decide today. I really don't care. The point is that you just want to know in advance that if you're planning on doing it, it is based on tagging and nice topic categories so that the kids are tagged correctly when they go on their phones. Okay.
So if I'm not sure if I'm going to use Yearbook Plus right now, there's no downside to doing a good job setting up your ladder and pushing that one button to then subsequently do a good job setting up your image library. Like this is hurting nothing.
Right.
And then if you decide on the last day you're submitting pages to stick that QR code on the last page of your book and we're going to do Yearbook Plus, you are set up for success.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't want to publish that QR code in your book and then not do it, because that would be disappointing for a kid to scan it and there be nothing there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, this is not imperative that you start on this today. It's just that I think the pre-planning part of knowing that got to have the QR code in there on a page that's going to be printed with instructions. And then I want to set up my categories really nice and my page ladder. And then you can decide then later what photos you want to turn on and off to be in Yearbook Plus. So like if I had 400 football pictures, I wouldn't leave all of them toggled on. I would take and just leave like the top 20 football pictures possibly.
And I probably would do the top 20 that are not already in the book.
Right. Yeah. Don't use the ones that are already in the book. So that's easy to tell because they will not have the little like
Right.
check mark right here. It says they're already in the book. So, well, these are not used, sorry. But if they're green, they have been used because I haven't put these in the book.
We can't see it anyways.
Well, that's good because I'm not going to share it now. I'll share that real quick, just in case you want to show that. So basically what it means is when any picture, like if I look at this picture, I'm like, do I want that in Yearbook Plus? I can see I didn't use it in the book,
Right.
right? So
So
I might say, yeah, I'm going to put that in Yearbook Plus. But if I use it in the book, I wouldn't put it in Yearbook Plus because it's already in the book. Okay.
so we have a
Um,
question from the chat. How
okay.
how long does the photo access last for a student?
Forever that we know of, because
This is
Johnson's houses it, not
yep.
anybody else. So it's on our servers, it's on the plant, it's not on some other company that might shut down. I guess if Johnson's closes their doors, it might go away, but I'm hoping that never happens.
I
So
mean, I've been using Yearbook Plus at my personal students' school for the last 3 years, and I can still go back and see the ones from, I actually tried today because I wanted to make sure. But yeah, everything's housed on Jostin servers. It's not going anywhere.
exactly. So I just feel like, you've got a lot of options here. So like it's spring sports, okay? You don't have enough pictures of spring sports to go in the book, but you take them throughout the spring all the way up till May. You tag them as Yearbook Plus under, your sports like baseball, softball, whatever. And so those kids are going to get those pictures if you're a spring delivery. Now, if you're a fall delivery, you're going to probably get them in the book, but you're still going to have extra pictures. You might, this gives you a way, you guys who are doing spring delivery, you put prom, graduation, anything that happens after your book is submitted can still be in Yearbook Plus.
Or if it's something a little more niche that you would love to be able to cover, but you just don't have the space in your book to cover it, and you want to put that in, that'd be great too.
Yeah. I mean, because I think about some of my schools, like one of them has an ag day and they take about 5,000 pictures that day. So then I would go in and make sure I tried to pick pictures, not in the book, but that show students doing stuff that they can recognize themselves. But keep in mind, what do they have to be to show up in Image Library? Tag.
Tag.
Yes. Okay. And that's real important. And that's why we'll be asking for your student list here in a few days, because I know that some of you have not reached the 20-day point and your data managers don't want to talk
Is
to me
it
yet.
20
So
days now? I thought it was 10 days. It's 20 now?
now it's 20, but we're going to start earlier. But yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. For the folks that are on here live with us or that came to our lunchtime live, what do they need to do to get Yearbook Plus turned on if they want it?
Tell us, email us. And for those of you who are going to be watching the video recording, it'll be on YouTube, our YouTube channel. And you just have to make a comment, right, Sarah?
Yeah, because we don't want you emailing us if you didn't come to the live, because then we don't know if you watched it.
And we don't want you people to mess up the tag, these
That's the thing.
categories. You just don't want that to happen.
You
And
have
your
to
book go
say,
out and there be a category called People I Don't Like. And that be their tag when the kids go to it.
there's
So
it's
that,
this is
that's
not hard, but it could be so easy to make a silly mistake if you're not in the know. So watching this or going through any of these trainings lets you be in the know so that you're prepared for how to do it properly. So you guys, if you want it turned on, all you have to do is say the word. You can email us or whatever. Anybody else that would like it and you're watching this online, just pop a comment in the chat so that we know you watched this far in the video, and then we can get you set
And
up.
then you can go ahead and delete everything off that title page. And
Yeah.
if you're not going to use your Book Plus, you can delete it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool thing, and the kids are going to eat it up because they're going to be with their phones looking at all those pictures, and they're going to be like, oh, I wasn't in the book, but there's a picture of me playing JV football.
Think about, okay, this happens to me every year. Okay. I work my butt off at the school. I make sure I get coverage of every kid that's bought a book. I submit the final page of the book, and the very next day, some kid who's not in the book yet buys a yearbook.
Right,
It happens every year. You can't, I mean, they move in, they're new, they haven't been to school all year. Suddenly they buy a book. So that gives me that more opportunity to include them. It's not in the book, but at least it's in the digital component.
right, exactly.
Next week, we're doing Yearbook Avenue Layout Pro design.
Right. I think that's just going to be like basic Yearbook Avenue, Yearbook Layout Pro, kind of an overview of it. I think we do. Do we do a little bit more intense? Oh, and y'all make sure I sent out a bunch of stuff that Jostens is doing as well. There's a bunch of those trainings, and they will be available on on video as well. I think they put them in the digital library at some point. But make sure if you can sign up for one of those as well. Go to anything you can, and anything that comes out that has like a link, I'll make sure all of you get it. I won't miss any of that. Jasper, what do you think?
Bye, Jasper.
Bye,
Jasper's like, I am
Jasper.
napping.
Bye, guys. You guys are great.
Did you see that Travis Kelce proposed to Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this email I just sent you.
That's cute.
Isn't it cute?
That's really, 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 really cute.
I was like, I just need that dog in my life.